Hi guys, welcome back to another build video. This time I'm going to restore this Alfa Romeo 33 from my own childhood to something, special. First step is to take it apart. And let's look what we are working with, what's damaged, what can be used and what not. The model I'm using is a 1/24 scale from BBURAGO. It's an old model from, I think, about the 80s or the 90s. The Alfa 33 is a car very close to my heart because it was my first car when I had my driver's license. Really special to me, and I got a lot of good memories with this car. It's not going to be a replica from my own car, but something special. My own 33 was a 1.5 Ti, a Series 2 car. This one I'm going to build is a Series 1. Of course, with a beautiful dashboard. The body is laying in the paint stripper, so let's start with the interior. First I take everything apart. This is a base version model, so I want the interior to make it more like a QV one, quadrifoglio verde. Excuse my bad Italian pronouncement. I put a new floor in it, and in the meanwhile I'm going to look at the body in the paint stripper. Please, when you're here, please subscribe, like, share, comment, or just watch my whole video, because you help me a lot. I put real carpet in the car and a real carpet partial shelf. So let's put the body on and let's take a look, because I want something like this. Brown have to go, absolutely. The car is back from the paint stripper and it's looking okay. Just a little bit sanding to do, but the paint stripper did its work. It's a full die-cast body, and I'm going to fit some lights and a real opening bonnet and make an engine for it. But first I'm going to give it a little coat of primer to prevent corrosion. It's an Alfa Romeo. That was a bad joke, I know, but it's the truth. And which car didn't rust in those years? Not only Alfa Romeo. Let's take out the bonnet to make an engine bay for it later on in this video. It's not going to be an exact replica, but something with a special touch to it. I drove a lot of cars in my life, but the Alfa 33 will always be special. The sound, the driving feel. It was really a special car. And sometimes things did go wrong. Things broke off, things get damaged, but with this car I really learned to tinker on my own cars. My own 33 was a 1.5 Ti with about 105 horsepower. Within a month the engine blew up. The engine was already tired, so it was not all my fault. But first time track driving. But it was not hard to put another engine in it. Okay, it was my first time engine swapping a car, but it was about a day work, I think. Not a lot of electronics, and I decided to put a 1.7 in it. The day after I put the engine in it, I had to go to my work. It's not fast by any means today, but in those years, about 2001, 2002, it was really fast for my own experience. I never drove 200 kilometers an hour, but that day I did it. And when I got to my work, my colleague said, "Peter, oh, why are you so stressed?" But I wasn't stressed, I was just full of adrenaline. I have 40mm Weber carburetors on it, with open air filters, so you can guess the sound, it was amazing. As you can see, I primed the car and it looks really fantastic. In the meanwhile I'm putting the interior back together and gave the body a final coat of primer. So now it's time to put the final color on it. I decided to go with a silver metallic. In the meanwhile, while the car is drying, working on the interior again, I test fitted the seats and cut off the headrests. The paint turned out okay. Yeah, I think it was a good choice to make it silver metallic instead of red. I painted the window frames, but it looks like shit. So, back to the interior again. I used a little bit sanding paper to mimic the seats, the color. And the pattern is about right, as you can see. Not bad at all. In the first part of the video I told you that I'm going to put lights in the car. So, let's do it. This was the original interior and this is the modified one. Do you see the difference? And of course I cut out the headrests because it's a 1.7 QV. I gave it green lights, just like the real car. Now it's time to put some black details on it to make it more realistic. The engine bay is still looking a little bit rough, but no worries, I'm going to change that later on in this video. And yes, I was not really happy with how the paint turned out. It was really looking a little bit rough. So back to sanding again and some Bondo. And while that was drying, I decided to paint the underside of the car black and ordered some wheels, the all-time classic Ronald A1s. In the meanwhile, the car is sanded again, put some Bondo on it, and yeah, it's time for paint again. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I just want a smooth finish. It's looking better by the minute, so let's go on with the interior again and let's put some lights in it. First, I cut out some fog lights, rear lights, and test fitting the interior on the underside, so I know everything will still fit when I put it back together. And when you're still watching this video, please subscribe, like, share or comment. You help me a lot. And if you want your own car in a realistic scale model, please hit me up on Facebook. Link is of course in the description. Now it's time to make some new windows, because if you can see, the old ones are very brittle and damaged by the years. And when I'm at it, I'm painting some more details black, just like the real car and the headliner. Now it's time to test fit everything again. And as you can see, it doesn't fit well. But after some grinding and sanding and cutting, it fits better, I think. And then I get a message that my Ronald A1 wheels are getting 3D printed. The body still doesn't fit well, but I'm working on it. And it looks rough, it really looks rough. The interior is almost finished. All the lights are installed and are working, so it's almost time for the engine bay. The hardest part of this build, because I want to make it ultra realistic. And later on in this video I paint the body again, because I still wasn't happy with the finish. I made the engine bay a little bit more smooth. So now it's time to add some more stuff, like a battery and some top mounts from the shocks, a brake booster, the lights and everything in between. I'm building everything from scratch, so no 3D printed things. Yeah, just things I find or what looks about right. I added a coolant reservoir and a window washer fluid reservoir. So it's looking more realistic by the day. But the hardest part is yet to come. The boxer engine, of course, I had to build it. The stuff I use is a sculpture block. First I'm going to measure it sand, made some details on it. It's nice stuff to work with. Let's test fit again. Gave it a little coat of paint, made some aluminum heads, spark plugs, and let's test fit it again. The original cars came with 2 Weber carburetors, so let's make them too. You almost hear the flat 4 rumble, almost. Sometimes I really miss those sounds. Now it's time to put some more details on it, like spark plug wires, made of 1mm wire from an old radio. It looks okay, I think, realistic. You almost hear it start for the first time, almost. Let's enjoy this view for a couple of seconds. The doors are working, the lights are working. Yeah, I'm happy with it. And just like my real car back in the days, I put some K&N filters on it. And that day I looked in my mailbox and the Ronald A1 wheels and tires has arrived. So let's paint them. First I put primer on it and then the silver base coat. And I finished it with 1K clear coat. And I wasn't happy with the car, the finish. So I take it apart again, sanded it and put another coat of silver on it. The wheels are ready too. Tires are mounted. And just now I'm happy with the finish. Of course I have to do some adjusting to the doors, the bonnet, the wheels. I think it was a great choice to choose the Ronald A1 wheels. It's an all-time classic and you never go wrong with a Ronald A1 wheel on a classic Alfa Romeo. Of course I have to do some adjusting, but in the meanwhile I'm going to build a stand where I can put it on. And give the car more details, like the black stripe on the sides, the windows, the window frames, the front window and a window sticker. And of course I made it low, because why not? The build is almost finished and I already got someone who wants to buy it. So let's finish the car, let's make it all tidy, let's add some more details. Let's make everything work and just enjoy what I built. It was a build process about 2 weeks, I think. And I'm happy how it turned out. It was really a pleasure to work with. It's a car special to my heart and special to a lot of other people. So when you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, put notifications on. Follow me, like, share, subscribe, comment. I don't care. But please help me. Thanks for watching and see you another time. Bye bye.